Hey guys, it's Maggie and I am back today, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing my 4 to 6 weeks pregnant updates that I filmed weeks ago. I'm a bit further along, I'm over 12 weeks along now, but I wanted to go back and show you kind of the experience of knowing that I am pregnant but not really feeling it, and then starting to feel it. It does take me a while to edit these vlogs together, and I know people are checking in constantly, just making sure that everything's good, which it is. So if you're looking to see, you know, more up-to-date updates, you can follow me on Instagram. That is where I am kind of sharing a little bit more in real time. But yeah, so this is going to cover 4 to 6 weeks. I am so grateful that I was covered by my fertility clinic, even though the fertility clinic didn't really they didn't play as huge a role in this pregnancy as the last one. This one was just all natural. It happened on its own, which was a total shock, but they did blood work very early on to make sure that it was doubling. You know, you want your HCG to double every 48 hours or so, and it also can be an indicator of things going well. So if things are not doubling appropriately, or they're kind of wonky, which is what happened the first time last spring, that can indicate that something's wrong, either a chemical pregnancy or an ectopic like I had. So I was grateful that they were willing to do the blood test just to make sure that everything was climbing appropriately, and also they were the ones who did the first 3 ultrasounds. I know, I feel so lucky that they saw me, because when you're seen through a fertility clinic, you usually get to see the baby sooner and more often, and they saw me up until 8 weeks, and then I transitioned over to an OB. And with OBs, you typically don't get seen, you don't have your first ultrasound until like at minimum 8 weeks. I've heard of other people going all the way to 12 weeks. Thankfully, that was not the case for me. But yes, so I had 3 ultrasounds with my fertility clinic, but all of these clips that I'm showing you today were before this ultrasound. So I just had no idea what was going on. I knew that things definitely felt a bit different this time around, but I didn't know for sure because I hadn't seen anything. So I was going totally based off symptoms, and you'll see that I'm kind of reserved. I'm like excited, but also just so nervous about where this baby could be. It definitely felt, and obviously continues to feel, totally different this time. So I am thrilled about that. And one of the things that I gotta share that has been getting me through is Element, and that is today's lovely sponsor. They have been a wonderful sponsor on my channel for a few months now, and I've shared a lot about the role that they've played with hydration and my ostomy, and how I really struggle with dehydration with that. But now in pregnancy, where very little sounds good, including fluids, this has been saving me. I am making the fluids that I take in count, and the only way that I'm doing that is by drinking Element. With Element, you have these single serving packets that include 1,000 milligrams of sodium, you've got 200 of potassium, and 60 of magnesium. And I've mentioned before, it really feels like the perfect balance of electrolytes, because it has made the biggest difference in how I feel. You know, I've tried so many different electrolytes, and this one I just feel the best after drinking, especially when I'm already starting to not feel well and feel dehydrated and fuzzy brained and just headachy. This is the guy that is helping. And right now, with the nausea and the headaches that I keep having because I'm pregnant, oh my gosh, this has just made a huge impact. And now, so more than ever, obviously, it's important for me to keep my electrolytes in balance and keep all the functions of my body functioning properly, because it's not just doing it for me, it's doing it for somebody else now. So I am grateful to be partnering with Element again on a video, and they are kindly offering my viewers an 8 free sample pack that's 8 free flavors along with any order of Element by going to drinkelement.com/LetsTalkIBD. This offer is only available through this link, so that is drinkelement.com/LetsTalkIBD. I have heard from so many that it is making a huge impact in your health, and it certainly is with mine. Alright, so let me share the clips that I took from 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and 6 weeks pregnant. I also show my belly, which, just a little spoiler alert, there's not a whole lot going on with my belly. There is something now, but it's definitely very minor. But at the time, I just wanted to document, you know, what I was seeing. So let's head back to 4 weeks. Today, since I got my second blood work result, my HCG result, and it was good. It was good. It doubled appropriately, and things seem to be doing better than the last time. I am going to do a weekly update for as long as this lasts, and I know I don't know how it's going to end. I really don't, but I'm going to be excited for the moment and just like, how cool is it that somehow 3.5 years of trying to have a baby on our own, had an IUI that was successful, that ended in an ectopic pregnancy, and then we were heading towards IVF, we were thinking October, and it's August, and I got myself one of these guys, hold on, it's not focusing, got myself one of these guys on my own. Oh, go back to my face, thank you so much. I can't believe it, I can't believe it. Today is officially, I would be 4 weeks pregnant because my last period started August 2nd. Today is August 30th. So today I'm officially 4 weeks, and my HCG today was 157. So it more than doubled, which is awesome. And to put it into perspective, my first 3 HCGs of my ectopic were 20, 57 after 3 days, and then after 2 days it was 144. In 2 rounds, I have already beaten that. So I'm very curious to see what my next blood test will be. It's Friday today, they're not scheduling me till Tuesday, so I'll have 4 days in between. I'm just really hoping for big jump, woo! But we are just kind of shocked. We don't know what to expect. It does feel a little bit different this time. I don't know. I went to exactly 8 weeks when I ruptured. So I don't know if I can really base what I felt last time. I did feel nauseated last time by week 6 and stuff, but right now, the only things that I'm feeling are my chest is sore, which happened last time, and they're bigger, which I'm excited because we're going to a wedding and I wanted to fill out the top of this dress. I knew if I got my period today, that would not happen. So we lucked out there. I'm not bleeding today. And knock on wood, I'm not bleeding today. And the other thing I'm feeling, and I've kind of been feeling this the last day or two, is just very mild cramping, which it was really hard to tell what I was feeling last time. I don't think I felt this type of cramping though. This I can feel in my back. It just feels like very light period cramps, but they're not really doing anything. They're just there, which makes me excited because it feels like my uterus. And the last time it didn't feel like anything that I could say, oh yeah, that feels like it's in my uterus. So I'm hoping that this only means good things. It feels like a miracle because I'm only working with a left fallopian tube at this point. My right one got taken out in April after the ectopic, and so I only have the left one. I had not gotten pregnant on my own at all prior to that IUI, and the fact that this happened on its own with one fallopian tube, what? That's wild. So with our IVF stuff, we sort of planned it out where we're thinking October because it's wedding season and we have 4 weddings this year. And the first one is today, which is why I'm dressed up, and it's with family that know about the ectopic, and I'm nervous that I'm going to get questioned about it because I don't have a good poker face. I'm going to don't sing poker face over there. Zach's going to help me order mocktails to try and...
I get 2 drinks and I'll just drink yours.
Okay, well you're going to be splat on the ground by the end of the night. But at least, for all of the weddings, we have a DD now. Me.
Oh.
Like, of course, right before the first wedding, I find out. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to play the part of a not pregnant person for the moment. And hopefully I can do a good job at that. Because at the very least, I want to get to the ultrasound and see where it is and make sure that...
14 weeks, right?
No, my first ultrasound the last time was 5 weeks, 5 days.
Oh, wow.
But
What's 14 weeks?
14 weeks is when you transition to the second trimester.
Oh, well,
I believe. Might be wrong about that. But no, I got my first ultrasound 5 weeks, 5 days. They didn't see anything. And then they caught the ectopic at 6 weeks.
I gotta say, every time you, for the longest time, I kept thinking you were saying egg topic.
Ectopic.
No, it is.
I had somebody on YouTube say that. I'm like, I'm saying ectopic. It
sounds like egg.
It sounds like egg when I say it, but no, it's EC. Yeah, so I'm hoping, I don't know, based on my levels, I think that's how they were kind of determining when to do the first ultrasound last time. So hopefully my levels rise more quickly. That's also really good. They were really worried. Basically, the first call that I got that, yes, your test is positive, but it's only 20, they were very concerned, and they said, we're not optimistic about this. And obviously it didn't turn out to be great. They thought originally it would be a chemical pregnancy, but then my levels started doubling appropriately. It started off low and slow. This time, it seems like the levels are starting off appropriately and doubling. So when I got the call today, the nurse was like, congrats, and you did this on your own, that's crazy. She was very excited, which I have not heard before. Because even with all the HCG tests that I went in for last time and all the ultrasounds, there was no excitedness. It was all serious. So that was kind of crazy to hear. I don't know. We will see what happens, and hopefully I can do so many more of these updates for you. I'm hoping everything keeps going, but for right now, even if things don't work out, right now, today is a good day. I'm excited because I got a good level. I got 2 good levels, and I'm doubling, and I feel good, and we're going to a wedding. I just have to not let anybody know what's going on. And I feel a little bit bloated, so hopefully this dress doesn't show too much. But I will show my stomach. I look bloated, that's all. There's nothing there that you can see. But
Yeah, show your poker face.
I do have to show my poker face. You're welcome for that. Alright guys, thank you for watching this, and hopefully I see you for another one. Alright guys, so here we are at 5 weeks, a whole week later since my last little update. I think that the day that I filmed the 4 weeks update is when I really started to feel something, and definitely feels different than last time, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm hoping that it's good. But anyways, last week we went to the wedding pretty much right after I filmed, and at the wedding is when I started to feel cramping. Not anything major, but it is the only cramping that I've ever felt. I did not feel that type of cramping last time. In fact, I really didn't feel a whole lot, but this was, I could tell, like, right in the center. So my hope is that that is the little baby trying to implant in my uterus and not anywhere else. Please, not anywhere else. And this entire week have been feeling the cramping on and off. So I'm really hoping that's what it means, that it's only good things. Otherwise, my chest has been hurting quite a bit. I would say more so than the last time, which is, again, hopefully a good sign. But no other symptoms yet. I am hoping that, I'm not hoping, but I kind of am, that I get more symptoms, and that means that things are going well. I did have my HCG draw, which I shared in my first video, but it went up to $12.99, and so by now my guess is I'm around 4,000. With my ectopic I got up to 11,000 and then finally started to go down, so it will not take me long to get there. I have my first ultrasound scheduled. We've stopped blood work, which is amazing, but my first ultrasound is 6 weeks and 3 days, so I've got a little bit of time before I see where this little guy is, and I'm just saying a lot of prayers and just keeping my fingers crossed. everything feels like it's going okay. I am doing progesterone twice a day as a vaginal suppository still, taking prenatals and a bunch of other vitamins, and just really hoping for the best. That's kind of my update. I'll show you what my stomach looks like. I mean, I think I'm a little bit bloated. My pants feel a little bit tighter, but that's definitely from bloating and not from anything else. It's way too small at this point. On my app today, the baby is supposed to be the size of a teeny tiny snail, about 3 millimeters, so very small, but there. And I've continued taking the cheap pregnancy tests. I stopped taking the expensive ones because they're expensive and I don't think they're really telling me anything else. But the cheap ones have just continued to get darker. The lines are even with each other now, so all right, I'll catch up with you in a week. Okay, here we are at 6 weeks. Almost didn't film this because I do not feel good. The nausea has hit. And I got nausea last time, but it was not like this. This is different. And maybe it was just all the bleeding I had going on that I didn't know about inside of me. And then, of course, the bleeding that I saw, maybe that was what was making me not feel good. I feel sick. Yeah, I am not enjoying this. And I feel like I need to just constantly eat, but my appetite's gone. It was totally here. I was eating so good 1 week ago, and now nothing sounds good. So I think actually today I'm gonna go to the grocery store, and I made a list of things that sound good that are probably terrible for me, but things that actually sound like I might want to eat them. And I'm really tired. I'm hoping all these symptoms only mean good things. I will take them. I will absolutely take them. I'm not gonna not complain about them, but I'll take them if all is good. Also, tomorrow we have another wedding, and my dad's actually going to this wedding. It's for my cousin on his side of the family, and I don't want to say anything yet because I don't know. I don't want to get him excited and then something be wrong on Monday or something go wrong in the next few weeks. So that's why I'm holding off for now. I'm just so fearful that I'm gonna be sick. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to manage that. I'm really nervous. I don't know. The wedding is in Philly, so it's about an hour away. And then in a few more weeks, we have another wedding for another cousin on that side of the family, so I'll see my dad again. I'll be 9 weeks for that wedding, so I'll be a little bit further along. And I think I will probably tell him then, as long as everything's good, of course. I mean, I'll tell him if things are bad, but yeah, I can only imagine that this is going to get worse, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep it in for very long, at least for the people around me. Only 2 people know outside of Zach and I, my best friend and Zach's best friend. And the only reason Zach's best friend knows is I found out 2 minutes before we were supposed to leave and pick him up at the train station, and so we wound up being late because I was freaking out. And so I told him because I was just so mind blown that it was happening. And then my best friend Kelsey, she was the one that I first told about the ectopic too, because she has a daughter. So yeah, I feel sick. And I'm so nervous for how the next few weeks go, as long as everything's good. Also, if it's not good, I feel like this weekend could be the last couple of days where I'm excited, a little bit excited, because, Monday's my ultrasound, so I'm so nervous for it. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep beforehand. But I am so hoping, it's different this time. Everything feels different. I'm hoping that just means this baby's where it's supposed to be. Anyway, let me show you what my app says today. I've been following it very closely and looking at all the articles and stuff. And baby is the size of a ladybug. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I know that that seems small, but to me that seems big. I'm like, oh my God. You could definitely, like, if I had an ultrasound today, I feel like you would be able to see it. Last time they were able to find the pregnancy at 6 weeks. And of course it wasn't in my uterus, but they were able to, I think it was that day she was able to catch a heartbeat, or maybe it was like 2 days later she was able to catch a heartbeat, which was devastating. The heartbeat was super slow, so it was definitely abnormal. I don't know what it's supposed to be at this time, but it was like slower than our heart rates by quite a bit. It was just kind of like the way that I could describe it on the ultrasound is that it looked like Pac-Man going like this, except it was super slow. So they said things were definitely not normal. Oh, obviously in the wrong spot too, but not normal with the little baby. So, oh God, I have been saying a lot of prayers. A lot. Kid, make me as sick as you want. I will get IV fluids if I need to. If you keep me throwing up, I want to meet you. Isn't this wild? This is totally wild. All right, I'll catch you next week. I completely forgot in that last clip, I think because I was really starting not to feel well, but I forgot to show my belly. So here is my belly at 6 weeks. Mind you, again, this is before the ultrasound, so I think you could tell by that last clip that I was really starting to feel icky and didn't know where I was gonna land with that. Was not quite used to the symptoms yet. And I will tell you, being further along now, I still absolutely have the morning sickness, and it really hasn't improved. If anything, I would say in the last week, it feels worse, which I am losing a little bit of hope, because all I keep hearing is that second trimester it gets better, and I'm 4 days away from the second trimester, and hoping that suddenly we make a change. But the last few days just at nighttime have been really rough, and I have tried all the different things that they tell you for nausea. I do the Unisom and B6 every single night, and I do take B6 again in the morning. That was per my fertility clinic. They gave me that instruction, and I haven't not taken it, so I don't know if things would be worse if I wasn't. I talked to both my fertility clinic and my OB about prescription anti-nausea medications. One that I was already prescribed for my GI reasons, which is promethazine, and for that one, you know, I got it cleared, but honestly, it doesn't do a whole lot. And then I just got a new prescription for Zofran, because that I had some leftover from like a couple of years ago. And I tried it, and I actually felt better using that, which typically with GI stuff and my Crohn's has not been the case. Usually Zofran doesn't do a whole lot for me, but for this it does. I found that ginger has been really helpful, so particularly for me, I have these ginger chews that I really like to have when I really feel gaggy. I'll throw one in my mouth just to kind of keep swallowing. And then ginger tea, something that helped really early on, which is sort of interesting. I had a few different things that helped early on, and then they stopped working, and now they kind of do the opposite for me. Prego Pops, like little sour candies, they worked at first. Now, no, don't. Like, that'll make me gag. Also, I had these Pink Stork peppermint little candies. They worked at first. Don't even want to go near them. Another thing that really helped me early on was this sounds funny, I got creative because I didn't have a scent stick you know, already made for me. So I took an old chapstick and I melted down the chapstick inside of it, put some lavender essential oil in it, put it back in the chapstick tube so it would be like a little lavender scent stick, and that helped me a lot in the car. Now lavender just totally grosses me out, and I don't want to smell it. It's just gross to me. I don't know what happened there. Usually lavender has helped me after surgeries and stuff. I've had people recommend alcohol wipes, and the only reason I haven't tried that is because after surgeries and anesthesia, I get gaggy. I throw up a lot. And nurses have tried giving me an alcohol wipe, and the one time that we did it, I wound up puking. it did not work. It immediately made me throw up. So now I'm like, oh, I'm kind of nervous about that, but maybe it would have the opposite effect. I also don't have any alcohol wipes here, so I don't want to buy them just for that, you know, especially if it's not going to work. The thing that really helps me, there's two things, and I feel like I've definitely gotten my routine down and managed things better. I'm handling things better. I still don't feel very good, is fresh air. Our bedroom, oh my gosh, guys, our bedroom gets so stagnant with a husband and 4 dogs, and it kind of became a cave, and my sense of smell is just wildly strong now. Like, Zach has to open the windows in the morning. I can't even think about it, like, cooking a gag. We have to get fresh air, and I wound up taking laundry sheets, like dryer sheets, and putting it on the back of a fan to like really freshen up our room fast. And then the other thing that helps a lot is just eating small but frequent meals. Like, I am eating a lot per day, which is probably why I've gained some weight, and I feel like you might be able to see it in my face. But yes, I eat frequently. I've been given suggestions on different things to eat, and honestly, stuff like crackers, dry things like that, sometimes it works, sometimes I'm in the mood for it, but if I'm not in the mood for the food, like if it doesn't sound good to me, it's not gonna go well. The food has to sound good or else I can't eat it. I hate that. I hate that. That's just sort of where I am. So usually Zach and I do like a bulk grocery trip, and you know, we don't go very often to the grocery store, but I am now going weekly. Like, I will probably go today just to restock on the things that sound good, and I kind of just walk through the grocery store and pick out what looks good. Yeah, I don't know if there's a whole lot else that I'm doing for the nausea. Sometimes I gotta go to bed earlier, or I've gotta lay down. Those are my options. So yeah, I am really hoping things settle down soon, because it does feel like it got a little worse this week, and I didn't expect that. I thought things would kind of be going downhill, but it is what it is. We're gonna handle it. It'll be okay. I'm staying hydrated, so we're good there. We are good there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will be sharing shortly my first ultrasound. That's the next video that I'll share. That's one that I was so nervous for, but it's a happy video. It's a good one. Don't forget that you can get 8 free single serving packets of all different flavors. You can either share it with a salty friend, or you can have them yourself. That's what I would do. Go to drinkelement.com/LetsTalkIBD. Thank you for watching this, and definitely look out for the ultrasound video, because I can't wait to share that one. Alright guys, I will see you soon. Bye guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are looking for a way to help support my channel, consider liking this video or even subscribing. You can also check out my store at LetsTalkIBD.shop. I have stickers and hoodies like these guys over here, just related to chronic illness and inflammatory bowel disease, something fun. And I also have a coupon code for my YouTube watchers. You could also become a member of my channel, like the wonderful people scrolling on screen here. They've become a member, and they have access to videos a little bit earlier. It's a great way to support my channel, and really, just watching my videos means the world. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next.